So these are the second type of algebraic fractions that you might get, which I'll be honest, you probably more typically will see these types of fractions that you have to simplify more so than the ones in the previous video, where we want to multiply or divide fractions. They look a little bit more complicated because there's a lot of things going on, but just like in the last video, your priority as your first step is to factorize everything that you can possibly factorize. So let's move on to question 10 part A. I'm just going to go ahead and rewrite the question down. So we have an x squared minus 9 on the numerator, which resembles a difference of two squares. We have an x squared minus x minus 6, which is a quadratic trinomial. So multiplying that by another quadratic trinomial. And then we have, sort of looks like, if we're going to factorize this part here, it's just going to look like a normal factorization, doesn't it? Right? So anyway, our job here is to go ahead and basically factorize things as much as we can. So we said the numerator here is a difference of two squares. So let's go ahead and factorize that out. So x minus 3, x plus 3, yeah, that looks good. The bottom is a quadratic trinomial. Once again, if you've got to do a little bit of side working out, by all means do that. But I can see that this should be, if I'm not wrong, x minus 3 and an x plus 2 as a quadratic factorization there. Just double checking in my head. Yeah, that looks right. On the top right hand corner, this is just going to be x plus 2 all squared. So once again, you just have to use PSF or cross method to get to that stage. And the bottom of the fraction there would be an x squared, and you're going to have an x plus 3 as a remainder inside the brackets there. Okay, cool. All right, so we've done all the factorization. So we're going to get our orange pen out and we're going to start crossing factors out as they come. So remember, one from the top and one from the bottom. Ultimately, it does not matter if it belongs to the first fraction or the second. So for instance, I can see the x minus 3s will go, the x plus 3 will go, and one of those x plus 2s will cancel with the other x plus 2 on the bottom there. So we go equals, and we're going to write down what we have remaining. Looks like on the numerator, we're going to have an x plus 2 all over an x squared on the bottom of the fraction there. Okay. Yeah, so that's basically it. So when it comes to multiplying these algebraic fractions, you're still going to do the same thing as you did previously. Factorize first, then cross things out. What happens if it's a division? So in part B, let's have a look at division. So we've got 6x over x minus 5. Now I'm not going to rewrite the same question over here, just like I did in part A, because I need to remember how to go about dividing fractions. And you might remember the phrase leave, change, and flip, where you leave the first fraction exactly as it is, you change the sign to a multiplication symbol, and then you always flip the second fraction upside down, otherwise known as its reciprocal. So it'd be 4x minus 5. So that's my first step. So your first step for these division fraction questions is to leave, change, flip. Then we're going to factorize. Right, so there's not much we can do in the first fraction, so that remains exactly as it is, times. And then we factorize, right? So x squared minus 25, it's a difference of two squares. So that would be x minus 5x plus 5. On the bottom of the fraction there, it's a quadratic trinomial. And I think it would be x minus 5, x plus 1. So my apologies, it'll be x plus 5, x minus 1. That looks a little bit better. Okay, now we're going to start crossing things out, get the orange pen out. So we've got an x minus 5 that will cancel each other out. The x plus 5 will cancel each other out. I can see what my answer is. So let's go ahead and write that down, right? So we're going to have a 6x all over an x minus 1. So for these type 2 simplifying algebraic fractions questions, long story short, you're still going to factorize first. The only real difference here is that maybe for part B with division, you might want to do a leave, change, flip as your first step. But once you factorize, cross them out, and then write down your answer. Hey everybody, if this video helped you, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It supports the channel and helps me keep making more free content for you. I'll see you guys next time.